Hello, everybody.
What's up, everyone? Hey, hey.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah.
Ready for the countdown. We got 30 minutes left, and it is just exciting.
Mm-hmm. We are here.
Yeah, I'm just making sure everything's
Mm,
going right on
Yeah.
Backerkit. Yep, looks like it's on Backerkit. Hello, Dagger, Omikun, Drago, Anthony. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Already
Zarek's
got
got the
like, how
really
many
cool
people?
green screen going on. He's on a different planet. That's how excited he is. You know.
Indominus is real. No, no, I need to grow out my beard. I want to grow out my beard and hair and get in good shape and then cosplay as Indominus one time.
You're gonna do it. It's gonna be great.
I need to. I need to. Yeah,
Then
I know.
I'll just
I've
make
got
a
green screen for the art behind me. Yep. I'm in space.
that.
I'm on a different planet now. That's how excited I am. I have
Yeah,
now risen to a different planet.
whole new world.
Yeah. Yeah. If you see the slight fuzz in the background, that's just the radiation from this planet that I'm on. It's just disrupting the connection. Yeah. But Anthony, Indominus is not supposed to be me. He's supposed to be someone
Yeah.
way cooler and better looking. I just have brown hair and blue eyes like him. It
He's
literally
the
was a
superhero
coincidence.
that he's always been. That's what it is, you know?
Well, we designed him after Dan Bilzerian, so that is not me.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Dagger. Ricky sounds weird.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
uh-oh. I get my staticky or my
No,
okay.
I think it just sounds a little like echoey, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
Not like,
sounds like we're switching to the headphones because
yeah.
not today with that.
Why am I? I'm not lying, Drago. I am not qualified to be superhero material. Not like Indominus. Do you see his muscles?
All right, how about now? Hear me good?
I hear you fine. I wonder if
Okay.
that quality's better for everybody. I don't know, Drago. Do you think the quality's better?
How do I sound, everyone?
Well, now you're like disconnecting a little bit.
No,
I don't know if it's me or you, but
disconnect. Oh no, that's not good.
no, I wish I was
Don't.
Indominus.
All
I wish I was in that good shape. Okay, sound normal. There you go. Now we
right,
both have to have headsets on. It's fair.
totally fair. All good.
Yeah.
This zones me in. I can only hear Zarek and his thoughts in here.
No kids, no wife.
Zoned in. I need to make a Black Arrow cosplay because look, he wears a mask, so he could be literally anybody. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that'll work.
Yeah.
I don't have to grow no beard. How about that?
Yeah. I'm just gonna post real quick. I meant to do this a little bit earlier, but got caught up.
Sure.
I'm just gonna post this in a couple other places.
Okay. Dagger said, "Do the heroes ever think they're qualified through though before they have the responsibility thrust on them?" Yeah. No. Right. It's always heroes come out from moments of extreme courage, right? So faced with adversity and everything. And I think that's what a lot of our heroes can be. Or ones that there can be a reluctant hero. Oh, well, I guess I'll save the day, right?
Yeah.
But it's always something where there's opportunity meets, that chance of going out there and doing something heroic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so excited to be here. I mean, it's been just an amazing journey. I like almost five, coming up on 6 years for Zarek since he started in Dominant, and then me almost about 3 years
Hmm. Yeah.
joining the team and seeing through all the early play testing where a lot of folks came on board with that, or early community and everything, and they're still here rocking it. So can't appreciate that enough.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. Now 21,000 raised. Yeah, 21,513, 368 backers.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Look at that. It's crazy. Honestly, it's so crazy for our first campaign, especially.
Yeah.
Just been awesome seeing people hop in the Discord server, and people have been playing and telling us about it and reading the rules, and lots of fun stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um, you asked me this a little bit ago, but I do not have any plans per se for what to talk about here.
All good.
But I figured we would
What's
just
it?
have fun and chat with people and answer questions, and then if we want, we can come up with something with everybody's help.
Yeah. Yeah, Omikun, yeah, Zarek's journey's been an amazing one, man. I mean, it's like right after COVID, I think, hit that he kind of got on the swell. It's your story, Zarek. Tell the story.
No, you're good. Um, yeah, you heard about it through
He's-
Backerkit. That's awesome. But the journey has been very long, yes. Started at the end of 2019, so we're coming up on 6 years for me. And then I think our first play test would have been like early 2020 with a group of friends, like our group, because it was Jared and I who started out, and then we played with our group of D&D friends, and then kind of kept on working on things for a while. I guess it was like another 2 years or so. And then Ricky, I posted on Facebook because we were looking to start getting some more playtest stuff getting done locally in Vegas. And
Yep.
his wife was one of my college friends. And so she mentioned him and he joined and he was just like super excited and amped up and involved. He's like, oh, what about these kind of powers and stuff like that. So yeah, he just was like super into it. And I was like, hey, you seem like you might want to like participate and join the team. And he was like, yes. So
I was like, heck yeah. I was giving tons and tons and tons of notes to like, hey, you should
mhm,
probably change this. Hey, you should look at that. Hey, you should, and that was fun,
mhm,
and then being able to just be connected. I mean, the smallest chance I had got into D&D because of COVID, right? We were staying home. I was playing online, and my wife knew I was into role-playing games as a result, and just said, "Hey, honey, go reach out to him," and Zarek and I consider my one of my best friends, man. It's
mhm,
been an amazing journey together, learning one another's strengths and one another's like design styles and all that.
mhm.
Going through and making all this happen, man. It's been really awesome. So
Yeah, absolutely, it has. Yeah. And thank you, everybody. Welcome, Peter and D&D Unoptimized. Thank you guys for the congratulations. Drago, I swear you've heard that story before, but it's probably
yeah,
just
yeah.
been so
I,
long that you don't remember. That's all.
more details come out. That's all.
Yeah.
Was
Thank you,
was it a
Tim.
text message? Was it a Facebook message? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been super exciting, super fun. So, yeah, just honestly, we got 21 minutes left. Like looking at that makes this kind of unreal feeling. It's like
Seriously.
actually
And
about to end.
I think too, Zarek, like maybe a little story here on this backer kit was going to be a Kickstarter when I first joined, and
Mm-hmm.
then it was going to be it converted to backer kit eventually. I think like a year after that.
Yeah.
I think almost a year and a half ago, we wanted to do what we did right now,
Yeah.
and we just wasn't ready. I remember this guy's like my car had broken down. I brought it into a dealership, and I was thinking about my life choices in my car, and I was like, you know, I don't know if we're ready to launch. It's like literally a year and a half ago or something. And I
Yeah.
called Zarek. I'm outside the dealership and I'm like, hey man, I gotta be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think we're ready.
Yeah, and I was like, I was thinking the exact same thing. And it was like, at the time we're smiling and laughing now, but like we were really beat up about it though, both of us,
hmm
because, we were super excited to like launch and we had hoped to get this kind of success, but we did some marketing and we were trying to spread the word about the game and get followers on Backerkit, because I think still at that time you kind of had to use a Backerkit page to build followers, or maybe we had already decided to go to Backerkit at the time. But um,
Yeah.
either way, we we were building up our audience or trying to, and we had early 23. We had right. It was 2023 or was it 2024? Dice Tower. Uh, that's got to be 23.
2023.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah. Yeah.
2023.
Yeah.
So like in March of 2023, we went to Dice Tower West, which is a convention that's local for us in Las Vegas. And I think we had gotten like 100 and something people signed up for our newsletter there, and we sold like 30 copies of the primer, a physical book. And then we did some ads, like I said, a couple months later, because we were planning to launch in like June of that year, and we only got up to like 300-ish, and we spent a bit of time and money on the advertising, and then yeah, we just were like, you know what, we need to wait. Like, we're not gonna set a hard date for this. We're just going to, um, keep building our audience and wait till we feel like
mhm,
we're ready. And then I think what
Yeah.
it was maybe October last year, we were like, okay, I think we like have this plan. We set up this plan, started reaching out to YouTubers, and then we decided we would launch around um, April. We were thinking like maybe March or April, and we just kind of played it by ear until we felt like we were big enough to
Yeah.
comfortably succeed. So yeah.
Yeah. Because we kept on. I think if anyone's like wondering about game design or whatnot, like you're gonna keep setting goals, and either maybe you exceed them, or maybe you fail at hitting them, and you learn along the way. And that was us. We were learning
hmm
social media. As Eric knows this, I am not a social media guy. I try to be off of it. In fact, and I'm like, dude, I got to learn. I got to get on there. I got to do advertisements. I got to figure out, what this Facebook thing, what this Reddit thing is. Like got to figure out how to do those things. And
Yeah.
Zarek's gone and like made this amazing Discord community as well, and like interacting on a daily basis as much as possible. It's been a
hmm
beautiful thing,
Yeah.
truly. And we're beyond excited for where that leads us. And I just posted a message for Omakun that I'm really excited that you're even giving us a chance. Thank you.
hmm Yeah,
But I
absolutely.
think too, we can't wait to meet your super. Can't wait to meet all your guys' supers and their
hmm
stories, and what made them a super. It's such a cool thing, to be able to see that and share that.
hmm And that is very creative comment there, Dave Carroll.
Yeah.
April showers bring May superpowers. That's great. Very
Yes.
creative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Kelsey had worked her butt off. Funny story we'll get to build up an audience, and then she launched Shadow Dark. We actually met Kelsey in person in Las
Yeah.
Vegas. Um, she lives in Las Vegas, and
hmm
so yeah, we met her. We were both playtesting our games at
It's like
what?
she was a table like right over there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it was
she's
so
literally right
close.
behind us. Yeah. What was the
Yeah.
game store? War Room Games. At
War,
War Room Games, we
War
were
Room
both
games.
playtesting, and she had this
Yeah.
awesome little packet, like a pamphlet. It was like a pamphlet for the rules, like the base rules of Shadow Dark. And we were like,
Yeah.
oh, we should play each other's games and stuff like that. And she was very busy, obviously, and then we never really got a chance to hang out with her, play Shadow Dark, and have her play Indominant. But maybe we'll have to try to fix that. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I
so,
think so. Yeah. But it's still an amazing thing just to see like
Mm-hmm.
there's a strive out there to go out there and create,
Yeah.
make something great and bring people to a table and have fun,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing that, like seeing her blow up, it just gave us all the confidence in the world. Like we could do this, We're two
Mm-hmm.
dads, we got busy, crazy schedules, like we just got to go for it, and
Yeah.
that's where we put the flag to the ground and push start on the Backerkit. So
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you, Frank. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate it.
yeah,
Yeah. And Drago, marketing to me is like a foreign concept or language. Like we both tried to learn marketing and we just feel like we're
yeah,
just winging it. Like every time we make an ad or something, we're just kind of
yeah.
hoping it does well. And some of them do well, some of them don't. And like we have no idea how to know why.
Yeah,
So,
I think it too is that it's not like traditional marketing, right? This whole campaign and everything, it's not always that you can do an ad, a simple thing, a simple ad or a
right.
simple video. Like TTRPGs as an entire topic, it's conversation led. It's one to one,
Hmm.
interactions that go and exponentially grow from the spread of the word of something cool is coming out. So I think that's what also makes the difference in making it difficult, right? And I'm
Yeah.
no product marketer professionally,
Yeah.
so that's the other
Yeah.
side of the coin.
Right. Yeah, and Dagger, exactly. It is something that you need to learn. Like there are academic programs to teach it. Um, I think
Absolutely,
part
yeah,
of part of the struggle is the applications that you use to set up ads are just like I think they're horrible. They're like so confusing,
yeah,
not very intuitive to use. But it is what it is. The best thing we
yeah,
did was sponsoring YouTube videos. So like, we
absolutely,
sponsored Bob, World Builder. We sponsored Colby from D&D Deep Dive and Pack Tactics. And then we also sponsored a bunch of other YouTubers. And so it was awesome just seeing a bunch of different YouTubers. Um,
yeah,
they would release videos all on the same day and stuff. And we're saying that we sponsored them because we did. So yeah, it's really cool.
absolutely,
Yeah, I think so,
absolutely.
Dave. Yeah, community. It's definitely a very big part of it, right? We're really happy to have our community growing here with the Backer Kit. We've had a lot of people join. I think before the Backer Kit, we had like 160 people, I think, in the Discord, and now we're at like 200 something, 215 or 16, I think.
Wild. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
and keeps growing.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think like the community, like they all want to succeed, right? So like Blaze Reasons and even Peter, right? From Tales from Elsewhere. I want to play their games. And I think what's cool is they want us to succeed as much as they want to succeed, and that just helps the entire community grows for sure. The conversations that are happening, the interactions, the sharing of stories, or sharing of builds, and all that. That's all at the root of it of making it a success, I think. All just comes down to that, one conversation at a time. Oh yeah, Pack Tactics ad is awesome. I was like, man, he nailed it. Very fun, very truthful, and every YouTuber we worked with was just super honest about the game, and that's what we wanted. Tell the world how you liked it. If you can play, great. We'd love to sit you down at a table and play and so on, and a lot of folks did. So ah, so I still have it sealed up, Drago. It's all sealed and nice and everything. I haven't taken it out just yet, but I do love it. Thanks for so much for sending that. But yeah, so maybe we can jump into some of the things that we kind of unlocked as well. Oh, there's Tails. There's Peter. Yeah, thank you. We had a lot of fun as well. Just being able to connect with you and talk more about games and mechanics and everything has been great. Oh, Dagger, really? It's so um, an ad was actually able to get you. That's awesome. That's Zarek. Real quick, I don't hear you. I don't know if you hear me. Oh.
I'm muted. I'm muted. That's what happened.
Oh. Okay. Okay. All right.
I
Cool.
drank water. When I drink water, I don't like to make a bunch of like obnoxious noises on the microphone, so I mute and I forgot.
Yeah. No, you're good. No, Dagger. That's awesome. Me and Zarek are trying to we're trying to figure out Facebook ads, and it literally just doesn't tell us who's coming to, where and where. We're just like, we don't know like how effective it's been, but I'm glad to hear that you came from that. That shows that it can work, which is great.
Hang on 1 second.
Sure. Oh, that's awesome, Dagger. Yeah, so you saw it, went ahead and signed up. Awesome. Dave, for you said, is it just me or do the G's look like they have a punching fist? Is that? Oh, is that from our font that you're wondering about that? Our custom, cool, created Indominant font. Yeah, and then oh, okay. Yeah, Dave, yeah, the font itself, it is thick around the G, but it's not purposefully a fist or anything. I think, yeah, if I look at it, it does look like a fist, so that's funny.
Oh,
But
that's
no, it's not
interesting.
purposefully like that. Yeah. um, Frank, you asked, what's your favorite moment that stuck out? Well, honestly, a couple ones. It's funny that you mentioned it. I enjoyed being able to meet you in person. Being able to hang out with you guys, you and Charles.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. But I think what's cool is also being able to play with other content creators or other folks that are building games and so on. Right, like being able to lead games and so on. Seeing Zarek also leading some games as well.
Mm-hmm.
That was just awesome. Right? I never thought eventually I'd. You ever get the like? I forget the effects, Eric, but like when you see like the celebrities that you've been watching, you actually get
Mm-hmm.
to meet them, right? And
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god, I'm playing with this guy that I've seen, 30 of his 40 of his videos in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild. I think that to me stuck the most out, and the fact that they were willing. That was really. But Zarek, definitely, what stuck out the most for you along the campaign and even leading up to
Hmm.
this?
I don't know. That's a hard question for me to answer. I mean, one of the most fun moments was playing with some of the D&D YouTubers. Kind of that same thing you said, right? Like
Yeah.
Pack Tactics and D&D Shorts. They played with Peter, and I was just listening. I wasn't even playing, but it was just a ton of fun, and the things that they said, and I don't know, just all the people who like jump in. So it's not necessarily like one moment for me, it's people jump in and they say like good things about the game, and that just feels great, especially when we're talking. I've been working on this game for 5.5, going like roughly years. So yeah, I love hearing all of people's creative character concepts, like especially for which we can talk a little bit more about too, the uh, event, the community challenge that we're doing, the character concept
Yeah.
challenge. That stuff is just so much fun. Um, and so yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. All the submissions. Oh my gosh, I
yeah.
think we're at like 12 or how many submissions do we have right now? Yeah, it's grown
I
though.
think yeah, we've got like 10 or 11 maybe something like that. Because I think we got 2 via
Yeah.
email, and then there's like 9 or so in the Discord. So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be
Nice.
posting about that stuff, and I guess too, if people want, we can talk a little bit about our design uh, or our what's the roadmap, like design roadmap
Yeah.
following the campaign. Yeah, Dave, you've got to join in the challenge. So our very first, and this is the first stretch goal. So Ricky wanted to kind of talk about all the stretch goals we unlocked. The
Yeah.
first one that we did was the character concept challenge. We did a community event, and so what we're doing is everybody can submit a character. We've got some rules and guidelines for them in our Discord server or on our Backerkit. We had a post where we gave all the rules and such. But I can invite you to our Discord and you can submit. And what's going to happen is once the submission period is over, which is on the 16th, so that should be next Friday. No, Noveler, you don't need to repost your character. Any submissions in the Discord are good, or on our to our email, Indominant at Odynski.com. But so the challenge, the community event we did is that everybody's submitting a character. They have to be made with one of the species and power sets in the game. So you make a character per the rules, and then you submit it. And at the end, we will do a poll. I don't know if we'll be able to set it up like in one single poll. We might have to do sort of like a tournament type style, or just have several polls and collect them. But oh, awesome, sweet, Dave. But yeah, the community will vote on what they think their favorite character concept is, and the winner, once we close the voting period, will get their character drawn by Milton, our artist, who's really amazing, and
Yes.
that character will be canonized and put in our book. They'll be put in the SIC, and we're still working on the name or the term for this, but I think we were just talking about it earlier, Ricky, with Gold and Dagger, but we might call the kind of canon characters like exemplars or paragons, something like that. So the winner will get to make their own, and they'll get credited in the book for creating that character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's just it has to be within the species that we have, within the power sets we have, so that way it can fit in there. But we definitely want to be able to credit whoever it is, be able to have maybe a little bit blurb of the story too. I think would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe make a character sheet of them as well. It's just a bunch of fun stuff. But yeah, full up, write up, and artwork for it. So really excited for it. I'm trying to. I don't know if we just posted the link to it, but I wanted to. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, great. Nightbot is already posting all the links, so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
we have the Discord server thing that's popping up.
Yeah, it hurt us, guys. The AI hurt us.
Frank, have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Hemomancer, bad guys. You could make a Hemomancer character right now. There's a few ways. D&D Unoptimized made one. He did it with the Weapon Mastery power set and flavored the powers as controlling his own blood and turning them into like weapons. Yeah, you could probably do it with like ice, like the chilling is you like restricting their blood flow or something that slows them down. Or maybe even freezing their blood, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to do it.
Yeah.
People have not ceased to amaze me how just how many creative ideas there are.
Thematics, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, all thematics. We're at 370 and 9 minutes left.
Yeah, we had 4 minutes left and somebody backed. So now we are in overtime mode. As long as we keep
Nice.
our backer kit or our backer train going, we will extend the duration. So we would have closed in 2 minutes, but somebody just backed, so that's given us another 10, leaving us with 8 minutes left right now.
Nice.
That would be really cool, Dave. Yeah, we have some ideas. Like if we can, we'd like to start getting into some different storytelling things. Like we really want to do comics or maybe grab like a novel.
Yeah.
Or just some other medium. We want to expand the Indominant universe and have more stories and stuff like that. Like we'll have stories in some expansion books where there's a preset mission, like we call them mission arcs. So a mission arc for you to play, kind of like not Indominant, Pathfinders. What do they call them? Adventure paths. So Origin Comics is cool.
Yeah. Make it something fun, something that you can build off of as well, and have perhaps threads that it ends off of, so you as a comic editor can continue the story or continue that plot line. So But yeah, I definitely want to get into comics as well. Milton, our artist, is a professional comic book artist, approached
Yeah.
by multiple companies and so on. So, we definitely want to, have his work in there shown off, and maybe even get him some supporting artists and teams so he can build a whole story together, all together. And that'd be great.
Yeah,
But I think
absolutely.
definitely our books, our expansions, and things like that. Like we definitely don't want to make make a subspecies. Oh my gosh, make a species or a power set or anything like that without actual story behind it. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
so that's a big thing for us. We want to make sure it all connects. So
hmm Okay.
yeah,
Stories that take place a lot earlier from when the players would be playing to add more or lore to enjoy in a different method. Yeah, that's another approach, right? Is like this is what happened and now this is where you come in, kind of stuff. I've seen that, or like some people will do where you play like characters from the past in your first one, like first session, or maybe a couple
yeah,
sessions, and then those characters maybe like die or finish their mission and become historical figures, and then they create fresh new characters that are like level one, and they have some story element to do with the original characters they played. So lots of cool stuff like that.
yeah. There's like alternate ways for total party kill, right? Everybody passes on. Like, what happens then? Right? Do you wake up from a dream, or do you, perhaps you're all the children of those supers, those kind of things. So, different fun ways to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Ant. Um, honestly, Milton is drawing his own comic book already too. So
Yeah.
um,
He's awesome. He's
he's
doing it
awesome, man.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's gonna have a lot of work. As assuming he can handle all the work on our timeline, he's going to
Yeah.
do all of the art in the SIC. So,
Yeah. He has
but
already
he,
done all the primer. Well,
yeah,
I guess
not the
the
first
first like 8 or
5.
so,
Yeah,
but yeah, yeah.
yeah,
A classic cloned and brought back to stop radio. Yeah.
yeah.
It
That's a
reminds me of
cool
a
story too.
campaign. Reminds me of a campaign Zarek was playing.
Yeah, I know. We need to definitely refine that idea. I think it's got legs.
Yeah.
Um, I wish we could have finished that one, but life got a little too hectic for me.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man. Yeah, there's so many different like villainous organizations and leaders and some folks that are questionably neutral. Things that we're thinking through for like eventual our threat index, which will be our monster book, if you will, but we call them threats. Um, so lots of things like that, and in this campaign, to all of the backers will provide a comic editor's kind of like guide a little bit. It's probably about 15, maybe 20 pages, but it'll have a little theme of some threats as well. So it's kind of a bonus. You get some additional threats to obviously play through those levels and test it out. 6 to 10 and so on, right?
Mhm.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. I already had a hand in writing up a lot of that, and looking forward to getting that passed along, getting some feedback on them and too. So
Yeah. Have a good night, Peter.
yeah,
Thanks for joining.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
3 minutes
got
left
three
with the
minutes. Yeah, I'm
overtime
trying to
mode.
throw in a little
Uh,
thing here for to see that.
oh, on the screen. Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Boy, what in the world is going on?
Thank you, cryptids. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's been a amazing journey, but yeah, just looking forward to getting that actual book in everybody's hands. Like,
Yeah.
God, we've had this manuscript there for so long and toiled and made so many changes and so on, and now it's like it's finally there, and we can finally bring it as a whole to all those backers. So
Yeah.
fired up.
Oh, we just got another backer, so we got another 10 minutes. Look at that.
Nice.
Extended.
So good. So good.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Look at that.
Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, awesome. Yusha Rider. I haven't seen unless you're in our Discord. Thank you for joining, and I'm glad you guys are wanting to do a campaign. That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, feel free to start, with the primer, and start level 1, 2, maybe 3,
Yeah.
and go from there too. Feel free.
Yeah, yeah. You
Because you've
can
got
play
all
up
those.
to level 5 already. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the playtest packets will be coming out soon too, so those will help kind of give you more content to play. So
Yes.
yeah.
Solid.
Man, look at that. Bunch of people jumping in here. Yeah, 10 more minutes overtime. We'll see how if the overtime keeps getting extended. It'll be awesome to see how long we go.
Yes.
Yeah, now I've got a live timer on stream too. I should have grabbed it and
Yeah.
put it up here earlier.
You're all good. I found the stream when I did, so I get
Oh,
backed while it was still had a few minutes. Oh, thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
just extended us. Thank you very much.
Thanks, jellyfish. It means the world.
Yeah, fine ground,
Yeah.
Ryan. I don't know, honestly. I don't think if you change what your pledge is that it'll extend it. You'd have to back again. But if you do that, thank you very much. But
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah, thank you everybody. And yeah, Shock and Sonic, I am also extremely happy about the symbiote stretch goal. Um, I was like so close to just wanting to add it right out the gates, but we decided we wanted to leave that to a stretch goal. So I'm glad we did,
Yeah.
and I'm glad we unlocked it.
Hmm. Yeah, it feels well earned,
Yeah. Yeah, it's one technically we've had them as a canon thing in the background for a very long time.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so we were just
Do
kind
you
of
want to put the image up and we'll talk about
sure.
him a bit?
Yeah, sure. Let me shrink up the oh, another person, I think. Or something
Another
just
one.
extended it up to 10 minutes, but it still shows 371. Oh,
Oh.
you added a second
Oh,
book, so it
maybe.
looks like you extended it. Yeah. Well, thank you
Yeah,
very
that'll
much.
do it too. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, and we have the primer in the Backerkit too. So we're printing out a oh gosh, what's the word it's called when you print out a separate order of it, Zarek? Um, but
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
well, if we get enough people who want physical primers, yeah, we'll do an offset print run. Um, that's what you were talking about?
there you go, offset.
Yeah.
Yeah, offset print run. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants that, outside of a PDF, that'll be nice finer quality as well, right? Like 'cause this one's right now, drive through RPG, and look
Hmm.
right, look the corner right here.
Yeah, mine is fine. Mine is perfect,
Yeah.
but I mean there is some room for error, right? Like we had some error in the
Yeah.
print run we did of the first primer. So, and thank you,
Yeah.
Dagger, for adding the D20. Yeah,
Yeah. Can't wait to
awesome.
get that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let
More
me.
dice. More dice. Yeah, we wanted to do originally a full set, everyone, but we're like, hey, this is our first one. We just, let's aim for something that's perhaps doable, that is still very meaningful, right? I mean, in the dominant with the dice with our logo on it. Oh my gosh, like
Hmm.
love it. By the way, for anyone, this is what the actual tracker looks like.
Yeah,
Um,
I
so
forgot you
this,
printed
so
one
this
out.
is yeah, I got two of them here. This was like the closer version that you all see that you can order right now, the 3D model of it. But essentially, I'm going to perfect this a bit more to make sure the slider is working very well. But yeah, we'll give that to you, and you can print it at home. And I hope one day we can get it like professionally made. Maybe a hard plastic or something recyclable or whatnot. But something really nice, so that way everybody can use it. But yeah, keeping track of your drive, your action points, and all that. Yeah, and here's the first draft where Ricky's 3D modeling skills wasn't too good. Like these are super loose, so you can see some evolutions there. So
Yeah, you
but
did a
yeah,
great job on that. You had to become out of
Thank
nowhere a 3D modeler.
Yeah. Yeah, Logan, I did design the model. And then this is our character sheet slider for the drive as well. So let's say you don't want that. You have a printed out character sheet. You just put this, clip it on, kind of see it kind of go through. But you clip it onto a paper sheet, and then it just slides up and down on your drive. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I put up on the stream there the Thrawn. So the canon
Yeah.
species for the symbiotic species type is the Thrawn. You will get to see the info about them in the first playtest packet, and we'll probably work on getting Milton to do an official art piece because this is concept art. And so,
Yeah.
oh,
Like
where'd you go? There you go.
right body type and all that.
Yeah, just to kind of get the idea of them out. And then here's like a couple. Oh, didn't get to see the other. We kind of had him look at a few different colors. I don't know why they're not all showing, but we did a few different outfit colors and stuff. And then this is the symbiote that's in their brain cavity.
Yeah.
It's intentionally like grotesque and horrifying in a way, but these are good. They're good creatures. At least this version
They're
of them.
beneficial.
Yes.
Beneficial.
This version of them
Grand
are
Admiral
not evil.
Thrawn. That's Grand Admiral Thrawn, Logan. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Thrall, and we're like, what sounds opposite kind of thing? The Thrawn. The Thrall consume you, and they take over you. You have no control over yourself. So,
Yeah.
while the Thrawn are more, beneficial, right? And by allowing this to be kind of like a species that you can pick, of course, it does allow also the thematics of other folks that want to kind of mix and match and do something with this as well, right? Perhaps it's not necessarily like straight up a Thrawn, right? It could be something else that is a mutual beneficial, thing that's giving you some kind of, power, right? Your power set and all that. So that's what unlocks that ability, that relationship of a whole new way of, linking those thematics of your story, your origin, and so on. So
Yeah. And then they're tied to this species or not species, but this
yeah,
threat. Um, they're very similar genetically. Um,
yeah,
and so yeah, you can see by the colors kind of they're related. Um, and then yeah, this is another one that we haven't shown off too much, but um,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah. Oh, thanks, Fine Ground Cryptids, for being on. Hope you have a good night, and thank you so
yeah.
much for congratulations. I do want to answer. We don't have the D20 on hand. We have the images,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we're all set with the person that the folks are going to be making it for us. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, when we have those, we're going to shed some real life photos of it for sure.
Hmm. Yeah. So we'll get some samples, and when we get samples, everybody will hear about it and see it.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah. So that's that. That's the latest stretch goal we unlocked.
Mhm.
And we already talked about, yeah, have a good night, Ryan. We already talked about the community event, which we did.
Yeah.
Well, it's not over yet, but and then the socialite. You want to talk about the socialite background? So that's
Yes.
another one that Ricky was super
Yeah.
excited that we unlocked.
So, our dear friend Jared, he was on the team for some time, and then he walked away from the project. But I think one thing that really inspired me was some of his supers that he made. One that stood out was somebody who was constantly on their phone and on their socials, and they would do a heroic act and post it like, "Yeah, look at me, I saved the day," or they were like, "Yeah, guys, I'm trying to find this missing girl. Can anybody like look out for her?" That kind of thing. And it was a really cool way of like working on building that super, right? So for a long time I was telling Zarek, like, hey, I think this would be a really cool calling to have a socialite, somebody who is in it for the popularity, right? They're called or
Mm-hmm.
compelled to try to bring people around them, maybe the life of the party, maybe somebody who's maybe recognized pretty easily. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, right? So, so things like that, I think it's just another way that you can go out there and make your super, right? And you can imagine like being like almost like a pop star or something, that's your
Right.
socialite, but you're throwing out ice or fire or something, and you're being spectacular with your powers,
Yeah. Yeah. More
versus
that like
other member.
entertainment forward kind of person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just another great calling to be able to say like, hey, this is how we build out. Now, again, just as a reminder for stream, like the callings don't impact your combat ability or anything like really meta like that, which is always a blessing, right? I think, because hey, I can be any kind of calling I want, and it won't impact me how I like actually fight or anything like that, right? But it will impact the way that you perhaps want to role play or how the world will interact with you. Like I said, if you're well known, you're a popular person, people might be, compelled to follow you, become an adoring fan for my Elder Scrolls friends,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, So keep that in mind as we kind of write that up. Every calling does have pros and cons in that kind of way, that it's like, well, if you are of this calling, how does that impact you, So yeah. But yeah, that anything else you think on socialite? It's one that Zarek was like for a while, like just did not want to have, or well,
Well,
it's
I
not that he
was
didn't
just
want to,
thinking you
but
could do that anyways, but then you made a good point.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no. Yeah, Drago's getting an interesting character concept. It's awesome, man.
Yeah. I think it's fun too, and like a lot of people have said it too. Um, so yeah, look at that. We got 30 seconds left. We'll see if somebody backs. I think it looked like somebody canceled. We had 371 and we're at 370, but 20
Ah,
seconds.
maybe they come back, finalize that order. Oh no, 18 seconds. It's all
Yeah, and we'll
good.
keep
All
streaming.
good.
This was
Yeah,
a massive success. If we don't keep going into overtime, there's nothing wrong with that. So,
yeah. 6, 5,
yeah, pretty good.
4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding.
Boom, it's over. Awesome, look at that.
It's
Campaign has now
over.
ended. 370 backers, a nice even number. Maybe that's what the person
Yes.
canceled for. They didn't like the odd number.
Ah, you know what? Right? Like that's okay.
Yeah, I realized we didn't have the music sample playing this whole time. Let me pull it up. I don't know why I
Ah,
always
darn.
forget. Yeah, we have
I reset my camera.
um, Shanthan or Skellyfish. We have some music that we got done as a sample.
Yeah. I think eventually we'll get there, Zarek. Like having some music. It just now won't
Oh
be
yeah.
like the primary, like, oh, let's go out there and gun and do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, we do want music of our own, of course. For Indominant to be playing anywhere. You know. Yeah, Dave, we have one song. It's on YouTube right now. Maybe I
Yeah.
could get it super duper quick.
I've got it. I've got
But
it
it is.
planned.
You got it up? Okay.
Yeah.
No, to give him the link in the
Oh
chat.
yeah, yeah. Still do that. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. No worries.
So we have
Um,
this, and let me know if it's too loud, but we have this one sample first that we had made by oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Holy cow, brain fart.
no.
Um, was it Martin?
Oh, now we're gonna check. Yeah, Martin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pierce. Pierce.
Uh,
That's who it is. Yeah,
yeah.
Pierce.
Pierce Martin music.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a little loud. But yeah, this was kind of our like sample piece. We have it on YouTube. Um, and so, yeah. And then definitely saw a question. Oh yeah, Dave said. Calling called the
There you go.
curmudgeon.
There it
And
is. I
then,
posted it in the stream, so anybody can look it up.
yeah. And then Logan asked, other than callings, are there any plans to add something more background or backstory related? I think that, I don't know. I mean, we have a lot more things in the SIC.
Yeah.
So Ricky loves like tables and character creation stuff, and so he's got a ton of sections in the SIC
Yeah.
that just add a bunch of like backstory elements, like things to think about to create a backstory, and then he's also got samples and ideas like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, like the last step out of our 10-step character creation process is all about that customization and making that super really the way that you want it to be. And so we've got a lot of an entire chapter called Creating Your Story. I can maybe read it off a little bit, just the title, so everybody can have fun with that and try to imagine what's in there. But yeah, we wanted to be able to provide you ways that you can list out, okay, what is my super's moralities and motivations? What's that gets them out of bed? What inspires them? And as well as when they make decisions, how do they do that? Are they somebody that's very stubborn on their decisions? They're never going to be convinced otherwise, those kind of things. By the way, all of this is optional. You can use it or not, right? So I just want to say that. But it's all about, again, that customization. You can list out things like, what are your attachments to your game world? Is there a brother? Is there a spouse? Is there family or whatnot that still exists in this world? Or perhaps a friend that's always been with you since, since the orphanage or since wherever you guys you came from, that kind of thing. So important people and organizations, perhaps there was organizations that brought you in or brought you up, that you care deeply about and so on, that you would fight for, you would protect no matter what. Story objects as well, because what good story doesn't have a interesting ring or something that starts a story off in some kind of mystical way or some kind of technological way. Perhaps you have the futuristic version of a USB, some kind of shard is a lot of other sci-fi games use shard, but they have something that has particular information on it that you have to protect no matter what, and it was granted to you from family, right? Quirks and oddities. This is a fun one. If any of us here are, deathly scared of spiders, or, perhaps they're allergic to, I don't know, chocolate or something, or perhaps they cannot not eat sugar.
Yeah, I was going to say, you remember the one good example of that kind of thing with Mike, who played with us? Yeah, go ahead, you tell it, because, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like he played as a chromid, which is our robotic species, and just hearing that, right? Why would he want to eat anything? Well, apparently his programming tells him that donuts are beneficial to him, and he literally leaped over a table to just try to eat like this big box of dozen donuts, in the middle of a campaign, and it was the funniest thing ever. So I purposefully put their next adventure at a donut shop, and that was the whole thing. No, but so those are just some things like quirks and oddities, totally optional. And one of the last ones is physical details. So this is: do you have a scar? Where did it come from? Do you have a tattoo? What color's the hair? What color's your cape? What color's your costume? And we give you tons of different examples of color combinations. And everything I shared right now, this is really, really fun, guys. I built it in such a way that all of us can roll our wonderful, beautiful dice and completely make a random morality, motivation, attachment, all the works, and from
even
there, be able to make a story. Yeah, even the name. Yeah, we have name tables for the different species. So that way you can just kind of put it together like, these different kind of like combinations of it. So really, really fun stuff, and we're looking to, of course, take feedback along the way of that as we kind of show that more with our playtesters and so on. And we try to use different like etymology and wording and things like that for the actual names. So just stuff like that. It just gives so much ability to just customize and have fun with it and be idea starters for sure, especially those story quest items and those people. So yeah.
Drago, I wonder if I can find your original character sheet, to be honest. I might be able to. I'll try to look.
I think I grabbed it, didn't I? Or
I
was
don't
it
know, maybe.
not
Um,
not Atlas? Was it someone else? Or
no, he only played Atlas. Atlas was his character
okay,
for everything. Um,
Atlas is the
yeah.
one. Yep.
And then just wanted to go back to DM Dungeon Mastery real quick. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
played for the first time last Thursday with me, and
yeah.
they said that they really liked the action point system, and uh, yeah, that it was just way easier. They thought it was a lot better than like the set actions. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I really like it. When you play as a team, you look at it and you're like, how can I help? My peer. How can I help? Get us the, have dominance in this role, right, or wherever we are. How can I make sure my blaster, who's my glass cannon, I gotta kind of set them up for the win to make that hit successful. How can I make sure my healer or that supporter, that arbiter is safe, as a bruiser who's like right there in the front and that kind of thing. So it's really, really fun, I think, with AP or action points, being able to combo all of that and really think strategically the whole time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Great.
been awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's great.
The other stretch goal that we had unlocked is the power cards, the printable power cards. Yeah, so
Yes.
that one is really exciting. I'm going to put together, I put some samples out there. We might make some changes to that, and we'll kind of do a couple designs and see what people think. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we unlocked those when we hit 300 backers, I think it was, and
Mhm.
pretty much you got to, or we are setting it up so that you can just print them. You print double-sided paper. You can do it at home. I'm making them low ink on purpose so that you can print them at home without it like
Yeah.
eating up your ink or toner. Or you could go to a place and get them printed. And then somebody got us thinking about maybe putting them on Drive-Thru RPG, just because it might be easier.
Poker style cards. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll look at that as another option too, but they're really minimal. We're going to have a color version and a black and white version as an option, but it'll be all 480 powers.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
I think it's really, really amazing. Like Zarek's been able to, get a design degree. I always joke about this every stream, but honestly, he's put together this through Affinity. Anybody listening, Affinity is an awesome tool for publishing
Yeah.
and making books. But we're big Magic fans. I'm a big Pokemon fan. We love cards. I have a bunch of card generators and things like that over here. And just being able to say like, yeah, I'm going to use this power. I'm going to tap it. Magic fans. But just being able to have those at hand, versus hey, looking at this character sheet, which we designed it well and so on. But isn't it just nice to have it already printed? I don't have to look at my handwriting. I just know it costs this much, and then you use something again like the tracker, right, to track out your drive, and then boom, boom.
Yeah.
Everything's can be external, so to speak.
Yeah, or the other little drive, the little slider drive thing.
Yes.
And you can use that on the character sheet as well. Yeah, slide that up and down on your character sheet.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just more tools. As a company, we want to have really amazing accessories and so on. So trust that we're gonna get there. That we're gonna make these really epic looking and really themed out and things like that. But I think unlocking this, giving it to our backers, it's just I think low printer usage, low printer ink usage. It's just to get it out there and make sure you have it. And you print it on hardstock, you're set. Just get some from wherever, right, office store you got, and that will be easy enough and be quality. So
yeah. The blank power, yeah, I guess for your signature power, but we're gonna have for the character sheet a signature power page. I think it might be the entire page, honestly, that dedicated to your signature power, where you can write the traits you've chosen. That way you know how many points you've spent, stuff like that.
Dave Carroll, you got a Black Lotus. I am so jelly, man. I'm so jelly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. So
might get a proxy. We'll see what happens.
yeah.
So, anyways.
Yeah, so maybe a blank card. I don't know. Signature power is going to be hard to fit on a small card, though. So, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have a blank card, but
Yeah, like a fill in your own. Probably for the folks that want to do custom powers, eventually.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. It's not too hard to just remove the lines and let them, write on it.
Yeah, yeah. And then Shock and Sonic, even though we didn't get the backer to buy it. Oh, the extra power set. Yeah, so the second architect slot wasn't taken up, but the extra power set is not going to be in the SIC. That book's already like super filled. Hey, it's not too early to be yawning, Drago. Leave me alone. I'm tired.
I'm the one who had the espresso. Okay, Zarek did not.
Yeah, well, the last 4 nights now, I've only gotten like 4 to 5 hours of sleep every night.
Oh man.
I've been anxious
Yeah.
about the campaign and excited. So.
I feel that. Yeah.
But yeah, that way we don't rush through. So there's 2 reasons we didn't want to add anything to the SIC besides the calling and the species type, is because we didn't want to cause ourselves any problems where all of a sudden the cost is too high or something. We just really want to play it safe. But then number 2 reason is we really want the power set to be like done right. Whoever got the architect here, we don't want to rush it and have it not be great and not be what they want. So it's going to come out in our first expansion. And since we only had 1 architect, I think Ricky and I have decided we're going to put a second power set in our first expansion book as well. Yeah. 1 power set probably is going to be like, I think 30 pages is probably too much. I don't know. So it's 48 powers, and then it is 30. It's 150 talents. Yeah, 150 talents. So it's probably like 15 pages. I don't know. It depends. We'll see what the final layout looks like. But 2 size cards.
Yeah.
What do you mean by 2 sides? Like big and small? Is that maybe what you mean there, Dave?
Like index versus poker size,
or
maybe?
like tarot versus poker.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, essentially, Zarek, I think we'll probably make one that is 4 on a page versus 9 on a page is the right math. And I mean, you could print it and scale it up on your own too, Yeah. So that wouldn't be too bad.
Oh, later, Shock and Sonic.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Or day. And then Dagger, yeah, thanks for keeping the joke alive. Yes, traveling to a different planet was very tiresome.
Yes.
And then, yes, Drago, yeah. Yeah, well, trying to think. Yeah, we'll see about the formatting for talents.
Yeah, it's still something. I mean, we're gonna work
it
with.
It adds a lot, though. That's for sure.
Zarek is a professional. He has almost a year and a half of experience. Okay, so I consider him professional. But we're gonna hire somebody else out to do the 300-page book almost. I don't know if it's gonna be more than 250 for sure, especially with new art. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll probably get close to 300 pages. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So handling that, it's a new size versus the primer size. So being able to get that all worked out.
Yeah, I did set up like the basic template, but I think we'll let the professional take their own stab at like the page layout, just because they'll probably do way better than me. So.
Now we know what we want, right? Right there.
Yeah. Well, and I can make like mock-ups.
Talk about it too.
Right. I can make mock-ups that we can show the person. So it still will come in handy. The professional doing the layout will let me focus on the game design stuff more. So. Yeah. Well, you see, Drago, I'm not Indominus. This is proof. I'm tired from traveling to a different planet, and Indominus wouldn't be.
take multiple weeks to jump through warp ships, warp gates rather, to come to the planet.
Yeah, those Thalmatech
So,
gates. It's
you
it's a
know,
long ways
it's
away,
not
even with
instant.
those.
It's like a cruise ship. It
Yeah,
takes
you
2
got to
weeks to
do a
get anywhere.
couple connections, you know. Uh, then Logan asked, any ideas how we will integrate the additional powers from the architect tiers? So yeah, that, like I was saying earlier, that'll be in an expansion book, or
Yeah.
oh, maybe he's meaning the researcher tiers, the additional powers. So that one, I think we'll take a look at the options for the powers and talents, and just kind of see what those backers want, and if they take place of one of the powers that we already made, then so be it. I think it'll be fun and cool.
Yeah.
So.
Have a little mark on it. Backerkit made by.
Oh yeah, it'll say their name and everything. Absolutely.
Yeah. It'll be awesome. It's gonna be the OP meta choice power. Yeah.
And then yeah, we
Can you
will
make a
message people
vampire?
in Discord
Go
or
ahead.
email. Sorry, I just want to finish for the coordinating of the powers from the researcher tier. We'll reach
Yes.
out to those people because we do get emails. We'll get those folks emails and stuff and reach out.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and then go ahead with the next
Dungeon
one.
Mastery. Yeah, DM Dungeon Mastery. Can you make a vampire and Indominant? I think it's totally doable. You know, we talked about this earlier. You know, every power set itself, it doesn't have to be that you're using ice as in literal ice. You know, you could say that when you freeze somebody, you're shocking them as a vampire. You know, and you're actually approaching them or whatnot. You know, so there are things that you can do thematically in how you use any power. Change the name of it, but use the same mechanics for balancing reasons, and you can still certainly play it. You know. Vampire itself, you could say that your power origin is mutation, perhaps because it mutated your DNA to become a vampire, that kind of thing. You know, again, mix and match the power set, maybe do a combination. We're gonna have, you know, optional rules for multi-power set, you know, and it's up to 2, but at least you can try to say, hey, you know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then slap some new names on them, and there you go.
Yeah.
So yes, so I think it's doable. I think maybe Zarek probably has some ideas of me just talking about it, like what might be a good way to do that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, vampires, like if you want the power set to be like vampire stuff, that would be a little too specific for a power set. We want them like, it's a hard balance to strike where we want them to be specific but not too specific, but then general but not so general that they have no like mechanical representation of the flavor and themes. So like but I think there's power sets that we can make that would fit the theme a lot better for like a vampiric type of thing, or you know, like energy draining or darkness and stuff like that. Like we have a dark energy power set we want to do that might have a lot of good stuff for that, or it could be a completely different power set that's about like draining people, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so just different ways to do it for sure. Dave Carroll did a vampiric symbiote socialite.
Yeah.
That sounds like oh gosh, what's it called? Twilight. It sounds like the Twilight family. I'm not obviously not a great fan, but like maybe it's super strength or something. But they're like socialites as well. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's so many things that can be done with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, deal with traffic too. And then you said DM Dungeon Mastery Alas Soren Markov would be pretty epic. Soren Markov. I probably should know that name. I don't know if you know that name.
I don't.
Zarek.
It doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, it's magic. It's a magic card.
Oh,
awesome.
Okay. You should have known that one, then.
I should have known that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Planeswalker. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. And they can sparkle. Yes, we can have the true
full circle.
The true Twilight vampires if they're sparkling. Yeah.
All the sparkles.
Yeah, definitely the Thrawn will be really fun. I'm excited to have like
Yeah.
the full art of one and have them doing some cool powers and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I don't know if you want to bring that art back up, but
can
we've they kind of are they're kind of like bulky guys, right? And they're in many ways like our space dwarves in our universe. So that's a little bit of like some of the inspiration in their design, because we have um, the Serena and the Cenarians, who are tall, very tall, like 7, 8, 9 feet tall and lanky and skinny.
yeah, they're kind of
And
like
they
our
make up our
elves.
space
Yeah.
elves in a way. But yeah, so this kind of makes up that side of the fantasy to sci-fi relationship there.
Yeah.
But definitely that's not the limit. Obviously, it's just like that's kind of like the first inspiration behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good evening there, Dave. Thank you for stopping in
Yeah,
and for backing the campaign.
there we
Oh,
go.
there you go, Dagger. Yeah, yeah, there. We tried to make it kind of clear, like if I zoom in here. I don't know if that's still visible. Not quite.
I don't see
Yeah,
it just
so
yet, but yeah.
if you see their heads there. Oh
Oh,
gosh, why
yeah,
is it changing so much? There we go. Yeah, so their heads, you can kind of see like they get the facial hair stuff. They're like stocky, bulky. Um, and so it's kind of a fun thing. That is not actually hair. If I zoom in like even more,
Right.
that is like fungal tissue because the Thrawn symbiote in their head is a fungal symbiote, and so
Yeah.
yeah, that's what that is coming out of their head is like representation of that.
The full colorized art I think will help exemplify it a little bit more. But yeah, definitely the inspiration there was to have space dwarves.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have some cool art as well with I think like with armor and things like that. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
and
to
like
mix
their
and match
features
the
are very
different
squared.
ideas.
Yeah, yeah, their features are
Yeah.
very squared to kind of represent like being tied to like rock and stone, like kind of in a way. Um,
Stone.
so
Yeah.
yeah, we're excited. I've been wanting to have these be playable for ages, so I'm super excited.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then yeah, there was something else you had mentioned wanting to talk about? Talk about the stretch goals. Oh, I was saying we could if people wanted to kind of talk about the playtesting plan. I I posted an
Yeah.
update on Backerkit today that had some of the info. But
Sure.
we can talk about it a little bit more
Yeah.
in detail.
I think also I saw a note from Drago, or someone said it, but they asked, "Hey, when is the the next Backerkit, and when's Threat
Oh, yeah,
Index
it was
coming
Drago.
out? When's the new comic out?" Yeah, and so I think it's going to be next year. I don't know if it'll be the exact same month and time, but those, just like the SIC, have been well written out. They've already been like thought through and so on. I think the biggest thing is just play testing and so on. So I think we're well within a year. We'll feel comfortable with doing another backer kit, perhaps even having in a combo of the three as an order, or some kind of special where, hey, if you previously backed, you can get the two and blah blah blah, right? So just things like that we'll have to think through, obviously. But we wanted this first so that way you can have that in your hand. The SIC available to you. And then who knows? We might even go wild and do an expansion on there too. I don't know. Zarek might be looking at me funny, like, "What are you talking about?" No.
No, I mean
But
I'm
I
excited
think
for that stuff. It's just we got to make sure
yeah,
it's not too much work for us, right?
exactly. Yeah,
So
that's a big thing. But
yeah,
this funding allows so much to happen. It
yeah,
takes a lot of the time back that we can go back and use and just actually go to the drawing board. we built so much of the community as well, and so I think there's going to be tons more conversation that just leads to a little bit of exponential growth in that regard. Like
Yeah.
having a lot of thought through it. So yeah, but yeah, just for anybody on here, that's kind of the idea. A year from now, being able to launch a new backer kit. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think we both kind of agreed that we will probably do the next campaign will be to fund the creation of the Comic Editors Compendium and the Threat Index, and
Yeah.
then you'll also be able to get the SIC there, get the full set if you don't already have an SIC, of course.
Right.
And like the collector's edition will only be available through like our crowdfunding campaigns. So that is, well, I don't know. We'll talk about whether or not that'll be allowed to be pre-ordered after the campaign. But at the very least, the collector's edition will be available again in our next campaign, and we'll have collector's editions of those books as well.
Yeah.
So
that's the only place we're putting them though. So anybody who got collectors, awesome. But that's the only time we're gonna do that release of that. So
So with the roadmap, like Ricky said, we're looking at doing roughly the same time next year for that campaign, and that's because we're doing 3 phases of play testing for 3 months each. So in about a month, we're going to release the first playtest packet, and then 3 months later, we will close the submission or the feedback submission form for that playtest packet. It'll be open the entire time for those 3 months, and we will have the updated level 6 through 10 content, and then expand that for playtest packet 2 to include levels 11 through 15, and then 3 months again, and then we'll do 16 through 20, and then we'll close it all down and get the book ready to get printed. Yeah, it's 9 months, and so that once that last phase is done, we'll have to get the book updated, get the PDFs done, get the PDF edited professionally, and then manufacturing time. So that'll probably take about another 3 months at least. So I think we're planning, I think we said like July. Fulfillment should start in like July of next year for the SIC. And once we send off the book for print, and we know that it's on the way to everybody, is probably when we'll launch the next campaign.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
and by then obviously all the backers would have had so much packets and so on, and conversations, updates, and everything. So
yeah, the collector's editions are going to be a lot of fun. The classics of the other covers. You can still see the covers of the other books. They've been revealed already, but I'll just leave that at that. I won't tell people where it's at.
Somewhere.
Yeah. So.
Those are so cool.
I know. I'm so excited.
I remember those late conversations with Milton to get those done. Is so cool. Even the standard covers are great too, by the way, guys. But I'm just saying, like, the collector's ones look hot.
Yeah.
So, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Maybe take a second here. Anyone have any other big questions on their mind on anything? Will the next campaign cost less from Drago?
When you say cost less, if you mean cost us less money, like our goal, no, it would be more, because we'd be developing 2 books. And the threat index would have an expectation for even more art for all the threats, because Ricky's got like 400 threats that we need to flesh out, and we'd like to get art for most of them. Like, probably 80%.
I don't know about you, like, I definitely love opening a book and I can see the thing and I can describe it to players. Yeah, so that's a big thing. It'll require a lot more. I mean, we've got a lot so far, but
that's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
So it will cost
and trust
more.
Trust that we're gonna evaluate and make sure they're the ones that we love. As far as the total number, but we do. I love having a book that really gives me the tools I need to make a campaign.
Mhm.
Here's an organization, here's their leader, here's their causes, their things, and so on. I don't want to talk too much of it because that's not what this Backerkit is, but just having those tools, you know, is important to me as a player. So why would I not want you guys set up that way too, right?
Yeah. Yep. So
yeah, guts. That's so funny.
yeah, it will cost more, but we'll have a bigger audience at the time, and I think that campaign will end up being
Yeah.
really big. Um,
Yeah.
and then we'll probably start work. Well, before then, we'll be working on the first expansion book with our architect for their part of that. And yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So tons of fun and exciting things, and it's just been a blast doing this. It's really exciting
Yeah.
to have this campaign done. And we succeeded, and so we're gonna get our pledge manager set up and our surveys, and everybody's gonna start getting charged, and then yeah, we're gonna start getting our art plan set up for the book and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, content-wise, the game, that's kind of been something we've tried to explain to people too. Content-wise, the game's done. We need to refine things and make sure, like for the Comic Editor's Compendium and the Thread Index, that all the information and tips and tricks and stuff like that are there for the comic editors.
Yeah.
And so those books will have all of that. The SIC is just going to do the playtesting and refinement. So
Yeah, it's like having the script of the movie like written, you know, all the characters are there, the themes are there, and so on. And now it's about just making sure to do the scenes make sense, you know, does you know, and all that. So it's been really fun, guys, like looking at our powers, you know, and already saying, you know what, let's do more with this. You know, let's really like change this around a bit, you know, and add more like heat to it, so to speak, and just make them more fun. So I think that version that you get in the playtest pack, it's going to be a lot of fun to see, you know, because we're really trying to make sure you're constantly having cooler and cooler powers, but in a way that it fits obviously your themes and your power set. Yeah. So
yeah. Okay. Well, I think for me it's getting late. It's almost 11.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yes, thank you guys, everyone.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you very, very much for joining us on stream and for celebrating and just chatting, having a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you guys. Hope you have an
Thank
amazing
you.
night, day, morning, wherever you are. Thank you for backing, and you know, I'll say it again. We can't wait to meet your supers.
Yeah.